Hi, I'm Mika. Welcome to Leap Taken. Welcome back if you've seen some of my other videos. Here at Leap Taken, we talk about all things craft related, witchy, law of attraction, manifesting, and everything else in between. So today, this video is about knowing, and by the way, I have my book here that I keep all of my information in as far as the videos and blogs and everything else. So I have my notes here. So when I look down, that's what I'm looking at, my book. But anyway, today's topic is knowing your spell has worked. Knowing your spell has worked. Seems pretty straightforward, right? Yeah. The thing about it is it doesn't work that way. So I'll just give a quick example. You've done a spell. Everything seems to have worked out, or we'll just say magical working. You've done a magical working. You've manifested something into your life and you got it. The desire's been fulfilled. Boom. A lot of times, especially people who are newer, they tend to make the mistake of constantly questioning if it was a coincidence. They question whether or not they really made this thing happen. And they also go as far as to make excuses for, whatever it was that you manifested coming into reality, which usually falls back into coincidence. Now, other times it's believable, but for some reason you just couldn't possibly be that powerful. Now, I'm saying people, but I'm people. I've done this, so I'm speaking from the heart here. It's a bit embarrassing, but I've done that, and I've done it more recently, but we'll get back to that part. So the first part of knowing your spell worked is accepting that your spell worked. Accepting that you deserve what you put out there. You deserve the energy you put out there came back to you, and accepting it, being gracious, being grateful, coming from a place of gratitude, and not doing the overanalyzing. That's important, because when you do that, you're sort of undoing all the threading, all the things the universe did to make this work for you. You're pulling at the thread, and this can affect the actual thing that you manifested, but also can affect things to come. So be careful. It's I'm lighthearted about it because I never let it get that far. But you don't want it to get so far where you're undermining your working. So what was the point, Then there's a bit of a phenomenon that I've had. It doesn't happen often, but it's happened on enough that I noticed it. I'll say that. And I've seen other people experience this. You've done a spell. Let's say you did a money spell. It was $500. You got it. You didn't know money was coming. Let's say it was like a class action lawsuit or something. I've had that happen to me, and I get a check for $50, and I didn't even know I was part of it. So let's say $500 comes. Great. You're excited. It's happened. And, everything's great. The next day or so, someone hits your car and drives away. You have to get it fixed. Your deductible's $500. There's this belief that because those numbers are the same, one had something to do with the other. Maybe you shouldn't, maybe karmically you did something wrong, or you didn't deserve the money. The $500 you did workings for, you didn't deserve that. So here's what I want to say about that as far as knowing your spell worked. So now I'm talking about you've accepted that the spell worked, but maybe you shouldn't have done it. So, you did something wrong. Because why would this other thing happen? Honestly, most times one has nothing to do with the other. You did that spell. Did it ever occur to you might need to do some protection magic on yourself as well, on your vehicle? Put a crystal in your car, a fully charged crystal in your car to protect it from, random things like someone running into your car, and if it does that, so you're not hurt. And also there's another part that a lot of people might not think about. It took me some time. I had to understand universal law to fully comprehend this and understand alchemy, mental alchemy, transmutation. So stop thinking everything that happens to you that might be inconvenient is bad, and you're being punished in some sort of way. That throws off your workings as well. So you accept your spell has worked, so your spell has worked, but You've done some other type of mental Olympics where you don't deserve it. You had got it, but somehow you didn't deserve it because this other thing has happened to you. So did you really accept it? Did you really come from a place of graciousness? You might be doing this to yourself just because of how you think and how you process and how you feel about magical workings when they are successful. You're still in some level rejecting it. So you're inviting the inconvenience, possibly negative things into your life. Or it's a coincidence. And I don't speak in coincidence, but in this case, it really was. It was something, or you know what, I'm going to correct myself. Not a coincidence. It was a necessary, inconvenient thing that had to occur because it might lead to something else. How do you know that when you're getting your car fixed at the dealership, you don't meet someone who's going to offer you an opportunity that forever changes your financial life, your life path, whether it's a job, a business opportunity, a husband, a wife who's very well off. You get what I'm saying, where things just change dramatically for you. You don't know that because maybe you were vibrating so high on the initial $500 spell that the universe said, oh, I'll respond in kind. Bam, here you go. It doesn't always look pretty. You have to accept it. Except that it doesn't always look pretty. The universe, the way it works, it doesn't always look, from our view, clean, pristine, and everything flows wonderfully, and you come out unscathed. Sometimes you might get bumped around and scratched up, and you don't know what's going on. You have to trust, and you have to trust in your own intuition and your own power, your own magical abilities. You have to believe in them and trust in them. So when I say that, to go back to doing a protection spell, well, before I start doing too much of anything else, I'm going to make sure I have a level of protection, whether it's the kind, first off, the mundane kind. I'm going to be smart about my decisions and what I'm doing. I'm going to make sure have wards on my home. I'm going to make sure I have protection on myself, my family, and so forth. Because you want to do that across the board. So let's start there. And then when I say protection, I mean protection against all things, not just physical, not somebody coming over knocking you in your head or someone coming to, cause physical injury. Protection is also, in my case, for my husband. I have video where I just spoke positive things into a shirt. I enchanted a shirt he wears to work sometimes. That's a level of protection that you can do as well. You can put something in his shoe. In my case, I'll do jewelry, my makeup, even just my all over body lotion because it's going all over my body. Get it? So protection. So let's start there. Once you accept that spell work, you accept that you're fully protected. I think the other stuff kind of comes along and it makes more sense to you that, hey, I mean, you might be surprised like, wow, I did it, but it really worked. But you won't be in a point of disbelief to the point that you're undoing the spell with your thoughts. Transmutation, again, taking a situation I talked about, you could be in a car dealership getting your car fixed and meet someone or come across an opportunity that changes things for you so you don't need $500 spells anymore. So you have to be willing to look at the situation and say, how am I going to transmute this to be something to my benefit? Okay, so this thing happened with the car. So look at instead of looking how you feel, oh my God, this affects me, I'm inconvenienced, I got to take off work. Did you need time off? Do you finally get a chance to go to this place you've been dying to have lunch at? Is someone who's been wanting to help you and maybe you didn't realize it and you're talking to them and they say, hey, I'll pay that $500 for you. And you realize, oh, wow, this person really cares about me. Maybe you didn't realize it. And you just gave them an opportunity to show you how much they really care. They want to do this thing for you. It can go in so many different, I've experienced this myself, where I assume it's the worst and it's not. Or maybe the damage is so bad and you thought you were paying a $500 deductible, but once the insurance adjusters look at it, they say, no, your car is total, and you get a new car. And all you've been talking about is, yeah, your car, I'd like a new car, and you're not even making a connection, So your original $500 spell worked, and now, the universe shows up for you because it's like, oh, you've opened the door. You've opened a door to abundance. And then look at your spell. Look what you said. Did you just say $500 or did you ask for abundance? Abundance can come in many different ways. So you might have opened up to so many other positive things, and it starts with, a crashed up car. Or actually, it started with $500, but it goes forward with the crashed up car. um, Under the same, well, a little bit veering away from that. So you've done the spell. You feel like it's worked. So you're at the point now, okay, you know your spells worked. And you're like, this is great. Let me repeat it. So now there's the doubt on the second time around. This girl, this is me, I've done this. Will it work again? No, this is before I'm even doing it. So now I'm already screwing myself over because I'm coming from a place of doubt. All right, so start there. Will it work? Oh my gosh. The spell works. Second go around, the spell works. How do I know it wasn't just coincidence? How do I know it really, this was really all me? I mean, it could have happened the first time, but come on, the second time, maybe there's something else going on. I don't know. I'm happy it's happened, but you start doing, I know I've done this, and it's so silly. It makes no sense, right? It worked. It worked the first time. It worked so good. You did it a second time, and you're still doubting. Here's what I have to say about a situation like that. I typically don't use the same spell twice. One, I like to pride myself on being creative. I may take the framework of a spell and repeat it, or magical working, but I typically don't use exact same thing. I keep a book of shadows. I have it down. I can pass it on to someone else if it worked for me. That's why I want to, record it. But I typically don't do the same thing twice. I really don't. And I'll wrap this up with a story to kind of pull all this together. So we're currently in like a temporary corporate type housing. It's someone else's home, Airbnb style. You get what I'm saying. Through my company, my husband's company, because we came from Florida to Arizona. So we've been staying in this wonderful condo. It's beautiful. I love it. Very comfy couch, comfy pillows. It's very nice. It's time to look for a place of our own. I mentioned that in other videos if you heard. It's time to look for a place of our own. I did a spell where I basically left it very vague, thinking I would leave it vague because I didn't know exactly what I wanted. But it was so vague, all I did was attract homes. Because that's what I asked for. I wanted to attract homes. I wanted homes to look at. So I got homes to look at, but I didn't find my home. And I modified the spell. Obviously, I'm not going to, the spell did work, so I know it worked because it gave me homes to look at. So it worked. They just didn't work for me. None of them were working for me. One of the homes, it was a condo I really liked. I really liked this one, and it had all new appliances, dark cabinets, which I was fine with because it was all brand new, and or newish, couple years old. And the appliances were nice, and I was so excited about that. They had enough rooms, 3 bedrooms, that's all I need. I mean, 4 would be lovely, but 3 is what I would like. Nice outside space, small, nothing you have to watch out, nice balcony, I could put a table out there and everything. But there were some caveats. My husband wouldn't be able to barbecue, and he loves to barbecue. I want a fire pit, so wouldn't be able to have a fire pit. It is more condo living, so you don't get as much privacy. I was willing to be on the first floor. I knew I would have to have somebody over top of me. I haven't lived with someone walking over top of me. It's been a very long time since I've lived like that, but I was willing to do it. Long story short, we didn't get the place. And I think I talked about this a little bit in another video. So that it didn't work out. The pricing, when it came down to it, it didn't work out. And somebody else got it. I'll just tell you right now, somebody else got the place. So it just became a no-go very quickly. So I was a little bummed out about it because I thought that was it. Like I was doing my manifesting, seeing myself in that home, seeing myself in the kitchen, seeing myself, getting ready for the day, enjoying tea on a balcony, all the things I would tell someone else to do. All right, so it didn't work out. I was, like I said, a little dejected, but I'm smart enough to know not to let it get me down. Transmute. That's not my house. This is what I'm saying. That's not your house. That's why you didn't get it. If it was for you, you would have got it. redid my working on this whole house hunting, and eventually not just hunting, but finding my home. My true style is farmhouse style, cottage style, cottage witch. I'm not joking with this. This is truly my style. Touch of glams here and there, but I love the farmhouse look. So I'm gonna just skip ahead. I found a farmhouse, brand new construction. It's modeled very much after a farmhouse. Cute cottage style home, beautiful. I have the white cabinets that I truly desire and that I initially did my workings for before I even left Florida. I was gonna settle, but the universe said you don't have to settle because we have it for you. White cabinets, the beautiful light colored granite countertops, the floors that I like, the right shade of hardwood floors all throughout the house. Really didn't want carpet. I'll get some throw rugs, but I don't want carpet. The nice pretty gray paint already done for me on the walls, soft gray. Nice closets with the built-ins already in, and a space to barbecue, a space for the fire pit, a nice front porch, because what's a farmhouse without a front porch? So I got it all. And the timeline was ridiculous. I did this spell, the modified spell, and along with the full moon, which is always wonderful, did that. The next day, find this place. It wasn't even in the right category. Find this home. Go see someone, an agent, about it the following day. The day after that, it was a done deal. It was done. So I'll be moving very soon there, just to let you know. So I sort of did all of the things that I just talked about. Initially accepting, knowing my spell worked, the very first spell. I found homes. That's what I asked to attract homes, find homes. I found homes. Nothing worked out, but I found homes. Grateful, yes, but I needed more. So I didn't repeat the same spell because that would be silly. I just did a modification of it, or a new spell technically. I took pieces of that and I did other things. Difference, I also did it during the full moon, as the couple days before the full moon, which was key. I was able to employ mental alchemy. I did a transmutation instead of staying in a place of lack and loss about the place that I wanted and it didn't work out. Move on. Recognizing that's not it. Did it ever occur to you maybe there's something better? So there you go. Oh, by the way, this place is much more affordable. Hundreds of dollars less a month we'll be paying. And I'm getting brand new and everything I want. And then finally, just being in a place of graciousness, being in a place of positivity, and not looking at a situation of that can't be happening for me. I'm not deserving, because what you're really saying is I'm not powerful, and I'm not deserving. So transmuting that energy, if I even think I'm human, I have emotions. Sometimes I might veer off, but guess what? I pull it back. And it worked. It's definitely worked for me. So knowing your spell has worked is more than just knowing your spell is working, being happy and moving on. It's about being gracious. It's about employing mental alchemy, because that's key as well. Well, first off, I hope you do that anyway, but that's key in case things don't quite go as you expected. And also, you're vibrating higher when you accept that the spell has worked. You're in a higher vibration. You're in a place of gratitude, for one, which is always good. Which means if you're in a place of gratitude, oh, thank you. You gave that to me. Oh, thank you. Now you're giving this to me. You ever go somewhere, somebody give you something free, and you're so excited, you go another place, you might get a discount or some other beneficial thing. You didn't even ask for it because you're in that place, a high vibration. You're in that frequency. So it's important because it matters for magical workings to come that you're going to do. And if you did more than one at the same time and you're in a constant state of doubt of if it really worked and second guessing, I mean, you're kind of shooting yourself in the foot. You're undoing what you just already did. So it was a pointless experiment, really, if that's what you're doing. And if, just cut it out. It's been years. I still have my moments. I recognize it. I immediately changed my thoughts. Like, what the hell are you doing, lady? Don't do that. That's not helping anything. So that's the end of this topic. Hopefully you learned something from it. And very shortly, I'll have a different background, a different location. I have to go buy, which is going to be super exciting, new furniture. I already saw something in a store, so I'm pretty sure that's what I'm going to get, but we'll see. But yeah, I'll be filming from a different location. I'll probably do a bunch of videos from my kitchen because I just love it so much. It'll be my new office. You know, kitchen witch too, so it makes sense. But anyway, thanks for watching. Come back for more videos. I have a lot more content. Starting this week, a lot more videos I'll be producing, and hopefully you'll find a subject that you can that resonates with you, and you'll come back for even more. So thanks again. Bye.